Sherelle Parker, here with leaders from across our region. Kamala Harris is on the road to victory.
And the road goes through Pennsylvania.
And in Pennsylvania, we're united behind her. The woman that's tough and can lead.
Are we ready to fight for it?
She is the right person at the right time for this job.
It's going to do right by labor. It's going to do right by working people.
And I can't think of a better partner than our Governor Josh Shapiro.
His policies have not only supported the working class, but have set standards for progressive leadership that benefits all citizens.
Philadelphia building trades.
IBW for Kamala Harris. Montgomery County. Bucks.
County.
Delco.
Chester.
Northeast, South Philly, North Philly, for Kamala Harris.
We're getting behind Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris for president and Josh Shapiro.
Josh Shapiro.
Josh Shapiro for vice president. Now we need you. Let us and Kamala Harris know you stand with her. Together, we can do this. We are one city.
One region.
Chairman on Capitol Hill to a governor, but also his.
What is this, y'all? Is this a man or a woman, y'all? This world is fucked up, man.
Ability to go into these battleground states, the suburban area.
A slap in Pennsylvania face. She picked Tim Walz as her VP running mate, and they had their hands all around Josh Shapiro. Josh Shapiro, the next VP. Counting their chickens before they hatch. And she flip-flopped on y'all like she's known to do. She's a flip-flopper. So you think if she get elected to be president, she gonna be flip-flopping like a motherfucker. She got this Minnesota governor, Tim Walz, right? Ain't that where your boy got killed at in Minnesota? What was his name? They got choked out by the police. He was from Minnesota, right? George Floyd, some shit like that. And she picked a governor from Minnesota over Josh Shapiro from Pennsylvania. She's a flip-flopper, ladies and gentlemen. So be prepared for the flip-flop shit that happens.
Areas, the rural areas, that's the 1 to 2% that's going to make the difference in this.
A former Grand Wizard, a former Grand Wizard of the KKK, right here. And that's a fact. Y'all can do the research.
In this election, and he speaks their language. He knows their issues. He's dealt with many of them at any stage of his professional and political career. So I think that's the advantage he's going to bring to the table. And I will also add this too. I'm hearing from the campaign that, you know, his children were conceived via IVF. And so he's also going to be leaning into the issue of reproductive rights, which we know is incredibly important. 70% of women right now think that that's the top issue in this election. So to have him lean in and bolster what the vice president's already been doing on this issue is going to be incredibly transformative.
Ashley, what is your advice to the campaign to counter some of these extreme left arguments we are already seeing emerge from the Trump bans camp?
Yeah, I mean, I think you've got to run your race. I mean, we're in the middle of the Olympics, and I was a track runner, and you know, and there's a saying that you've got to run your race, and so they've got to stay very focused on running their race and understanding who's going to matter in this election. CBS just recently had a poll that showed that Kamala Harris is outperforming among that coalition that Biden built in 2020 to win. In fact, she's doing better with low propensity voters, those that don't vote very frequently, and men. She's not gaining support among men. So she's in an incredibly solid position. So some of this criticism, they're going to have to let just roll right off of them because they've got an actual growth strategy, whereas Donald Trump does not. And Tim Walz is going to be, I think, very critical and crucial to moving some of those
former
KKK
Grand
Republicans and those independent voters, creating a permission structure for them to support
Governor of Minnesota, where George Floyd was choked out at by a police officer, right?
White House correspondent Nancy Cordes. Nancy,
with a slap in
Philadelphia,
Pennsylvania and Philadelphia face.
in anticipation of this event. First of all, what news do you have in regards to this bid?
Well, Lindsay, I've just spoken to someone who was close to the VP vetting process, and they gave me some really interesting insights about why Walz was the pick at the end of the day. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what they had to say, because it's very interesting. Why Walz was chosen. First, they say because of his executive experience, the fact that he has a strong record of accomplishment for the middle class that mirrors what the Harris campaign would like to do nationally if she is elected, including a child tax credit, paid leave, gun safety, and codifying Roe v. Wade in his state. Second, this is very fascinating. The reason they liked him so much was because he had a terrific bio that they think will appeal in key Midwest states that they must win. And that is code for Wisconsin and Michigan. Why do they like his bio so much? First of all, he's a veteran. He served in the National Guard. He's a former football coach. He is a hunter and gun owner himself. He talks about that a lot. He's got a deep connection to rural America. He's often talking about his hillbilly cousins and the fact that he went to a...
Hillbilly cousins. You understand me? So when I say he's a KKK former Grand Wizard, God damn it, that's what he is. The fucking hillbilly.
High school that had only 24 kids in the graduating class, and he won in a Trump district as a House member. They obviously believe that he's an effective messenger. He coined the phrase that is now on every Democrat's lips, which is
former
weird.
KKK member,
and that has definitely
for her VP.
That's
crazy,
off balance.
man.
And then finally, they say,
but y'all say Donald Trump is racist, and here it is. This bitch picked the vice president to run on her ticket, a former Grand Wizard of the KKK. You peoples is crazy,
to Americans who maybe hadn't heard a lot about Tim Walz before a couple of weeks ago, because he wasn't someone who had been seeking the presidency like Pete Buttigieg or rumored to possibly want it in the future.
Governor
like
from
Josh
Minnesota,
Shapiro.
where they
But
choked
in the end,
out
it
George
sounds like
Floyd.
that may have been a
Just slapping the
point.
people's
fact
face,
that,
man.
Harris would not have to look over her shoulder, would not have to worry about handing off some of the less
Great
desirable
KKK
jobs
member,
to him,
man.
because he was positioning
Fuck
himself
that.
for
Fuck
a bid
y'all.
for the presidency himself.